are substantially higher than many other establishments within the city. And I think this is probably the biggest problem for the city so far. The problem that we have is that the citations continue. So most recently there have been judgments against Mr. Laporte regarding disorderly house from June, allowing underage to enter a licensed premise also in June from a different date, having a disorderly house in September, and then most recently in January, licensed premises open after hours. There have been instances where the property has had large fights occurring outside. There have been instances where what has been happening with the police department, they're noting in their reports that they've had crowds of up to like 50 people gathering outside, watching fights. And so they've had, again, disturbances that have been referred to the DA. There have been minors being served. They've had minors served, taken into custody, and then they've been found being in possession of cocaine. There's been written warnings for maintaining a public nuisance. There's just been a lot of instances where there's problems, and so because it is ongoing, and there doesn't seem to be any rectification, both the law department and the PD have recommended non-renewal at this point.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
In my behalf, to talk, if you see all the citations and everything was when this company was running again. This company got fired the end of September. After that, the only ticket that they had given me was because someone left the door open. I was taking the people out. There was I'm not gonna say if a confusion or not, because if you see the timing that the ticket was given, I didn't want to contest it anymore because I was tired of contesting the other citations that I had. I wasted a lot in order to write money that I don't have. So that citation they gave it to me at 2:32, I believe. 2:32 it was. That was when we were kept inside of the premises myself too, against my will, for 30 minutes, and they did criminal checks in everybody that was in the place, all my employees and everything. After that, they released us to leave. I didn't say nothing about it because I didn't want any more problems. Okay, I went to work. Yeah, okay, let's keep going, and I don't say nothing. Whatever. I didn't see it was appropriate the way that they handled it, to be honest. And I was not open to public. The lights were open already. We were clean. But that was the ticket because the door was open downstairs, and supposedly we were open. You know, they even had customers that were in the back. They pulled them back inside, and they did the same thing to the criminal record to them. And the people were scared, like, why are they doing? Why? Because they took our licenses and took like, just let them do their job, and we keep moving. And well, they issued me the ticket because I couldn't be like open. And if you see the ticket was created, 233 houses there. Because they did all this checkup and all that, but it's okay. That's the only issue. I'm not gonna say nothing about the problem, the little problems, because we were trying to handle it as we can. In the inside, I have cameras. The police has all the right to review the cameras that I have when they request it. And issues like big issues, believe me, when these people had the restaurant, this Dubai, not the restaurant, the bar part of the restaurant. Because the restaurant doesn't give us any problem whatsoever. So it's safe all the time. There's nothing going on. And if you see the hours when this happened, this is the Saturday. I decided to shut down Fridays. We just keep one day so I can focus on it one day, see if it was actually viable to keep this. If not, like to shut down the bar. That was my idea, right? But it's really hard to run a business in downtown. When you have parking space, there's not a lot of business, to be honest. So basically, in order for me to keep the restaurant alive, I needed the income from the upper part. So shutting down the upper part was gonna hit me like really strong in the finances in the bottom part and probably shut down. I'm not sure if I can keep it or not. I need to again run numbers and see if I can do something about it. I know that I don't have the experience of the world to run the bar, but I tried to make a lot of improvement. I have seen, and if you compare those, if you see those tickets when they were issued, that was a real issue. There was a real problem going on, and I'm trying as much as I can to try to see. I'm not from Green Bay, so I don't know a lot of people, And I need to start learning the people. That's why I go every Saturday so I can know, okay, this one is this, so I can start knowing them. And they respect more the place too when they don't know the place and they feel more comfortable in the place. Has always been my idea, if I cannot lower it to 0, it's better to shut down the bar. I understand it. I'm in business too, and I know the decisions that need to be taken sometimes. And if it doesn't work well, shut down the restaurant or something like that. But it's hard in the economy of someone, because we depend on that economy, you know. And I don't know what else can I say, but I disagree in the time frames that happen. I can see a lot of improvement when dudes were seeing tickets and fights every night to lower it to almost lower the amount, the more possible that I was able to in this time frame. This last, I don't know what experience that you have with that company, with Delaney. Have you heard about them? Because they're like, they go into each business and it started like, and I didn't know about that, and that affected me. And I let myself die through them because supposedly they had the experience running a place like that. Well, they didn't, and now I'm paying for all their mistakes. I'm paying now in this process or this time. I'm still fighting for the mistakes of it. I try to fix everything, but it keeps popping out. And
thank you for your public testimony. Appreciate that. I'll entertain a motion.
So motion to return to regular order.
Return to regular.
I have a request.
Questions?
I have a request to speak.
I also have a question.
Alderman first.
Thank you. Are you saying that the majority of these things happened when you were not the owner of this?
no, I was like a partnership too, but I was not the responsible party. So when we took the other party was starting to get out of the picture because they couldn't handle the business. When I got in, I inherited a bunch of problems, like financial problems from the place.
Okay, but no, let me just narrow the question down. When the interactions with the police department took place, were you responsible for this business?
I wasn't responsible, but I hired a company to
Got it.
run the place.
And the company
And the
you
company-
hired was not doing a good job, but
And
you
they were-
still were
Yeah.
the
I said
responsible.
that.
That's the clarification, thank you.
Alder from the fourth.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, so you don't own the building,
In the building, no.
you own the business?
Yeah.
And how long have you owned this business?
Okay, when we started, I started investing in the place with another person. They actually had another.
Okay, so how long have you owned the business?
2 years.
2 years. And how long has Bling been operating?
The
business?
Bling operated. It started. Okay, when I took over, because I wasn't taking any management. I was a silent partner in that
Sure.
equation. I took it in March last year. That's when I took it, and I hired this company because I didn't know how to run the upper part of the bar of the restaurant. So I'm like, I hired this company to run that, and they took the decision. The problem is that I wasn't here, and that's what the police officers told me all the time. That you need to be here. They call me, you need to be here, and
So for 7 months, Bling ran the
Yeah.
operation, and then
And
you
then I
took
took
over
over.
in September? Okay.
and then it was like it started going forward.
Okay, and so you did know stuff was going on because the officers got hold of you and they told you you
And
needed
I
to be there.
keep approaching.
All right.
They keep selling me that there was
All right.
lies and everything.
Thank you. And then fights, underage drinking, disorderly house, for those of you in council don't know, disorderly house means that it is such a large disturbance that the police department is forced to shut the entire business down at that moment. Okay? That's more than once that happened there. And since then, it sounds like there's been other problems with alcohol consumption. And Wisconsin has a culture of drinking. But you're responsible when those people are served so much alcohol that they're engaging in fights and altercations with other patrons and people outside. That's your responsibility. You can't say and wash your hands at the door as they walk out and then start starting problems. That's your responsibility.
No,
If you're over serving them,
Well-
that's your responsibility.
Yeah, well, the police police, whatever is in front, you can actually act. If they get out of your jurisdiction, it's hard. Like if you touch
Well,
someone because they will
You're
get
still the
involved
one
into
that fed them the booze in the establishment. You gave it to them. You sold it to them. You made a profit. That's your responsibility. And what they do outside that bar, and there are statutes in the state of Wisconsin holding you responsible to how much you serve people. And if you don't have your staff trained and have policies in place that control that, that's still your responsibility. Just like if you have a party at your house and guests come over your house and they go outside and start problems, it's your responsibility. And this is our community, and we care about it. And that's why we're taking the action we're taking tonight. But you're saying it's not really your fault that this bling company ran and had all these problems. But when does it become your responsibility?
No, it is my responsibility. I'm not saying it's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to hire them the same thing I got rid of them. Because I needed to take them out of here.
All right.
You know, I do accept that it's not responsibility. I'm not saying I'm not responsible, because being the owner of the place makes me responsible.
All right.
And I need to take actions. In this case, what I'm asking is, if I need to take an action of closing the bar, I can take that action. It's not like, I always tell the officers, if one point, just let me know that if he's getting out of control.
That's not the officer's responsibility to show up on your door and tell you it's time to close it down, or tell you how to manage your business. If I could ask a question of Attorney Chavez, how many citations do you know have been issued since September?
Oh, I don't have them broken down by date, but I can tell you that I have at least a disorderly house in September and a licensed premises open after hours in January, and I believe there was one after that, but I don't recall what it was. I think one recently.
So no.
All right.
And that was the one that I was screaming about the timing of the bar.
And I'll tell you, my experience has been that when we have problem bars, you need to look at the management, and the management either cleans it up or it doesn't. The city's saying you shouldn't have your license renewed. You've used up your chances to start operating this business. And I'm afraid, sir, I'm going to support that at this point.
Even though if I shut the bar.
You know, if you want to come back and try and reopen your business as a different kind of business, as a restaurant only, certainly I would look at that. But we've had this problem before where we've had businesses in this community that have operated as quasi-restaurants, bars, and there's always this balance of how much do they have to have in food sales, how much do they have to have in liquor sales, and it has always bit this community in the butt. And we've ended up time and time again eventually shutting these places down after repeated police calls, community complaints, people being injured, things like that, and it never works when they try to operate a bar or restaurant. It either has to be run as a restaurant and no bar. And I mean, I don't know if that's
possible. Why do I bring it
possible.
to you guys that I only operate during the hours of a restaurant, that it should be only
Well,
restaurant?
that's something you can appeal at this point, but we're not open at this point to be negotiating. This is something that should have been done at the protection and policy level. And I'm not sure why you weren't there or why you weren't aware of it, because it certainly sounds like you've been in charge since September. Sounds like you've been getting notified by the police since September. So why you weren't aware of this, I'm not sure. But that's something you should look into, and if that's grounds for appeal, I encourage you to appeal. All right, thank you.
No questions.
Thank you, sir. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to close the floor.
Motion to close the floor made by Alderman from the 7th, seconded by Alderman from the 5th. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay. The ayes have it. Alderman from the 7th.
Yes, and it's not only the police and legal are concerned. Many of the businesses I've heard from along there are very concerned. And I would recommend that the owner, he's got his time to appeal, get a lawyer, appeal, talk to staff, and get his ducks in a row, and follow through that process, and we can see what can be done. What can be done, we can take a look at it. But for now, I certainly support the denial. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Entertain a motion on item 27. Motion made by Alderman from the 7th, seconded by Alderman from the 10th to approve the non-renewal of the license. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay. The ayes have it. Motion to adjourn made by Alderman from the 7th. Seconded by Alderman from the 10th. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay. We are adjourned.
Would you be happy?
They told me that.
You got to get a field test. Get all the information that's at a flag, right here, all the process. Good luck.
Hey Marco, I'm looking by the restaurant. Good, good. Quick interview. Can I get your first and last name was spelling?
It's Marco and Laporta in RCO, sorry, and Laporta with LA separate PRT.
Okay, what do you think of their decision?
I don't think it's fair because I've been trying to work, to be honest, to change Presidente. Presidente was a mess completely. After that company got the management of the place, they run it really bad. They did a lot of stuff that I didn't approve, to be honest, after I found out. And since I got the place, it was in October to this moment, I only had one citation that they gave me, and it was totally unfair citation, to be honest, because it wasn't the time frame that they were saying. You can see the printout of the ticket. It was printed 3 minutes after the 2:30, so you can read possible. You were there 10, 15 minutes before that. I didn't want to do nothing because it's not a point. So I didn't want to work. I wanted to work with the police and try to make a safe place. If I couldn't, even I told the police, tell me in a moment that if I cannot control it or something gets out of hand or it's getting to actually take an action to stop it or shut down the bar area, because I'm more interested in making the restaurant because the restaurant can provide more to the community. And the bar was more like because of the reason of the financial situation that I got that place. The income was needed. I couldn't shut down the bar because it was needed.
So you operate the upper floor just on Saturday nights?
Yes, it's just Saturday nights.
Friday and Saturdays?
And then I shut down Fridays because I wanted only one day that I could be there to control. So I've been there and I've been seeing that there's not like major issues like it's been, all the tickets that were brought to it, they were already fixed, they were negotiated with the city too and all that, but they bring me all those tickets over back to the table. And we took care of those tickets. And they were exactly when that company was managing, not when I was managing the bar, so being under in the bar.
It sounds like you're willing to shut down the upper floor as long as they'll give you the liquor license for the restaurant.
I'm willing to work, because I look for solutions. I don't want it's more like if you work with me, I can try to do something. Just let me know what needs to be done. More than that, I'm willing to do what it takes.
It sounds like police have tried contacting you multiple times.
Not from the last time. I haven't had any communication. We didn't have any issue. There was a issue in the parking lot. They were thrown. I really don't know if the people. Probably some of them they were patrons of the place. But when you walk at that distance in a parking lot and you fight, or they were starting waiting for you, you start fighting. I know that there's some responsibility of the place, but I cannot go and grab them and don't fight. Because if they punch me, if I punch, they will be like. So they call the cops to intervene in that situation. I think we're doing the best that we can. I don't know what else can I say. And I'm willing to work with them. This is a process. I think this was because nobody notified me nothing. If it wasn't waiting for you, we wouldn't find out about this, to be honest. I didn't know that there was another meeting before this. No one told me nothing about this.
So do you plan to appeal then?
Yeah, I tried to appeal that decision, see if I could work with them in a different way to move more.
If that appeal isn't successful, then what does that mean for your business if you
We
lose
need
this
to close.
license?
Basically. Because I cannot keep a business operating with a liquor, to be honest. No more in our culture, because Wisconsin is like that. If you don't sell liquor, they don't go to the place.
Do you own one of the beer as well? No?
No, that's separate.
Oh, different.
I used to be with them, but because he was running that place, he didn't put enough attention to the place to start with. And that's why when he decided to make open leaked those days, and that's when the problem started. And I didn't know. I got the place. He was gonna shut down that last year actually. The place, so I took over the management. I'm trying to fix the restaurant, the part that I know, but I couldn't manage the upper part because I don't know about a lot of things about that. I didn't know so I hired a company to run that place, like to run the upper part, those Friday and Saturday. And those, the majority of the problems that were, all these problems that were, they were cashing in with these people, this company. And sadly, I inherited all those problems. And I'm not saying I'm responsible because even though I took over I shouldn't be there more time. I'm not taking my responsibility out of the table. But I tell you, when I put my eyes in it, I make a lot of difference. And my plan has always bring the restaurant up. Like, I'm more in the restaurant, it's more like calm, and you don't need to be worrying about these disturbances. So I'm not really liking the bar environment. So my plan was when the restaurant was enough to sustain itself, I would shut down the bar. So if that's what they need for me to continue, yeah, I would do it. Why not?
All their citations, did those all related to the upper bar? Or?
Yeah. No, the restaurant hasn't brought nothing. You can see it in the hours. In the hours they issue the police reports and all that.
So does the restaurant shut down at a certain time on Saturday then?
Yeah, 10.
Oh, so the restaurant shuts at 10 and the upper bar goes to
Yeah, casino, the bar, and tobacco.
That's all I got.
So you said in total you've owned the business for 2 years, and then
It won't be total because I was investing in the business first. So I wasn't like a partner that I could be like saying things. I didn't manage the place, but I invested in there with those. But they went with that per people from all the presidente. And in Feb last year, he was gonna shut down the place. But I had all my money invested in that place. So I was like, how are you gonna be? He didn't even know if I was gonna shut down. So we had a meeting, and I decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna take over. So I took over in March. It was when I took over for the rest. I'm gonna take over all this. I'm gonna start working myself in getting this up again. And I did a lot because it was a lot in the restaurant, to be honest. I did a lot in that year. I own another business. I actually own a restaurant in Two Rivers. And more interest is, I'm more in a restaurant. My expertise in the restaurant, I've been in the restaurant industry for 20 years, so in the bar, no, not really.
So this company that you had running the upper floor on weekends, is this a management company? Is it an entertainment company? Is it a DJ /
It was an entertainment company.
Entertainment company.
It's called Dublin Entertainment.
Okay, and so they were in charge of what, playing music and also bar security? That's a strange combination. And you're saying you're not in charge of so you hired them to run security, and yet you're kind of dissolving yourself from the responsibility of that. Most bar owners take charge of their own responsibility of security. And a DJ just usually entertains, doesn't actually take care of carding.
It's called Dublin Security, Dublin Entertainment. They have the companies.
Okay, and is this a company that is registered in this area?
That's something else.
All right.
There were decisions that I took in the moment.
And how many times did you go down there on Friday and Saturday nights when you had people vomiting all over the sidewalks? And how many times have your neighboring businesses complained to you?
To me, directly?
Yeah.
No.
You received no complaints to Nectar next door?
To me, no.
Okay, well, to anyone associated with running your entire conglomerate, apparently you just rent it out to whoever pieces by piece. Did you rent out your kitchen as well? Or is it just the entertainment?
Are you trying to attack me? Or
I'm not trying to attack you. I'm trying to figure out why an entertainment company is also in charge of running your security. Usually that's something a bar owner is in charge of.
We hired them to start with as security.
I don't know. Who did hire him? Did you?
No.
Oh, so someone else did. So you're going to pass the buck. Okay. All right.
O sea, the guys that were running the place.
You're gonna start if they give you another chance, you're gonna start running your companies now?
I run my companies. Have you seen how much work I have done in the restaurant?
I haven't seen you there at all. I have been there outside recording several times, however.
In the restaurant.
Did you just hire bouncers to, quote, break up chick fights? Did you hire a female bouncer to, quote, break up chick fights?
No, it was so she can register a woman.
Okay.
Basically. Unless you leave for a guy to register a woman.
Yeah, what's your arrangement with this business? I mean, do you lease the property?
I lease the property.
Okay, so like, say if you get the non-renewal, I mean, you could basically just terminate the lease, or what's your, I guess, financial interest in the business as it stands right now?
Well, when you have a lease, you have an obligation to. So basically, that will become a liability if I close down the business with the owners of the place. Because he can afford the lease.
Yeah, how long is your current lease until?
I have another 2 years, at least two years.
Okay, is there any like early termination clause, or are you committed for the next, you gotta pay the lease for the next 2 years?
But next year we're gonna do management.
So it runs through, what's the final, is like December of next year, or when is the end of the lease?
Right now, I don't have that information.
Marco, you have the right to stop whenever you want. You have the right to stop. You don't have to provide all the information to them. They're not lawyers. So the moment you want to stop giving information, you can stop.
Okay, the owner, who's right now the current owner of the facility? Yeah, I mean, yeah, who owns the building, yeah, basically.
That information I cannot get without his authorization.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm getting well, just search in the public record that you want.
Okay.
His name is Ron, that's the only thing I can tell you.
Thank you, Marco, appreciate it very much.
They're trying to help, they're trying to get a business running, they don't understand. Why was
All of that, okay.
All president.
That's what it was.
An elevator. Is
They gotta rebuild the engines, or they gotta get new motors and new systems.
They'll be in the same place though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
But it had, this is
my
really
brother.
cool.
The only thing he's
We will
trying to
die.
do is
I haven't moved. It was
run
so
a business.
We couldn't get live. I'll put the video later.
Oh, okay.
At all.